The whole idea was behind applying the principle of the fang in the snake or limb distraction. Basically, the whole idea is this: the first thing you break is the hand or the limb before you go and connect to the trunk or the head. And that is because of weaponry. Basically, if I have a knife and Luca was also holding a weapon in here, I would try to slash the wrist kind of with the other one, like that, so cutting through here, trying to damage the attacking limb so that he could drop his weapon. Empty hands wise, this is a little bit more difficult, but basically the whole idea is this: to break the punch as it comes in by applying this sort of contact with the elbows. Okay, other things you can also see is this sort of limb distraction there. Luca throws the jab and I can just attack the funny bone here, or the bicep, in this kind of scissor motion, which is called gunting. Gunting means scissor in Filipino, so as it comes, I just smash here, and usually it kind of goes here, and then you start connecting. Here I'm trapping the back end already, so here it's just strike, and then and then from there, that's where everything kind of goes back to, you know, clinching and whatever you can pull up. But it's a good principle because, you know, all this manipulation there, it kind of pushes people off, especially if they don't know what's going to happen. So, you know, when you do this with the right timing and everything, it does work. And also notice this now, I'm attacking the base as I go along. We capitalize at the entry and then we start working. Basically, by the time this happens, you're going back to your boxing. This is what you do. This is basically it. That's what I'm doing. I'm attacking here, I'm placing the elbow there, or I'm placing the other elbow, whatever. I won't go into it right now. I want to just focus on one element, which is the cross guard, which is this, which is basically something that I've developed, and here I am explaining how it all started. But you do have other 5 positions as a whole, because basically the X guard is an assembly of 6 different positions that interlocks dynamically together, that creates a flow of offensive and defensive maneuvers that allows you to strike and defense almost simultaneously, which is quite an interesting idea, which I'm proud of having developed, and yeah, I quite like what I found. But the cross guard, which is basically, I just call it cross because basically this is what I cross my arms together like this. This is basically, I guess, not for me, but for most people, what is the most distinctive feature about NUDDA. So many people see these and just go, oh yeah, that's the NUDDA guard. It's part of it, it's not the whole thing. Now, what happened is this: when I was in East Finchley with Patrick, we were training together, and basically the whole idea was that he was flicking jabs or crosses, you know, jab, and I was kind of moving around and try to, you know, try the gunting and all this stuff. But then, you know, admittedly, and this is just something that, you know, was down to the very fact that me and Patrick were very honest with ourselves, and if something wasn't there, and we both knew that anything that was going to be applied a little bit faster, you know, the veloce jet cross is probably going to collapse in there. You know, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to believe that these can actually work against somebody that is really coming at you. But we kept on training, believing maybe it's just a matter of timing and training and developing the right reflexes. So what we did is just kept on going. And then one day, something happened. When Pat threw his jab, I was basically going here, I was hammering the top and doing the gunting in the middle. So the hammer was there, and that was the gunting into the hand. But basically then, Patrick threw a jab and a cross and a hook fairly fast. Vieni, jab plus hook, fast. When I ended up in this position. And I'm gonna break it down because this is really important. When I was going there, in Valente versus jab, basically I was trying to place the gun thing, and then it kept on going. I got scared. That's what happened. So I went for the jab, boom, it kept on coming, and I was like, oh shit, basically this is it. And as he went for the left hook, I've seen it coming, and I literally covered up here. Not because I was going to do that, just because I was shitting myself. This is how it happened. I was like, shit, this is gonna hurt. So the best thing I could come up with was just literally do this. It's just like putting a blanket on top of your head. But this is basically how most things worked in the real world. Not just in martial art, but basically even in science. Many times, there is somebody that is trying to develop something, and it takes a lot of years and effort and dedication. And then, you almost give up on your idea. Okay, I'm never gonna discover penicillin, and then you forget your little chemicals on the table, and some sort of mold started to go and form itself in the medicines, and then it comes out. It turns out to be exactly what the missing link was, and this is basically it. The whole thing is this: that the gunting is a great tool, but it can only work when the partner is helping you to make it work. If somebody is really flashing and is really carrying a combo, I doubt it. I mean, I still try sometimes, and sometimes I'm able to pull the old one out, but you don't want to base your chances on this. But with a cross guard, the reason why it works is because it shuts pretty much everything straight away. As I go in, it's like this. It's like an arrow coming at you, I've got the elbow covers the nose, the head is tucked in, so you either hit the elbow or the forehead. So if Luca comes now, this is it, the elbow, didn't get the elbow, good, it gets the forehead, that I can take. If he does get the elbow, fai nel gomito, that's where the hand really hurts. If he carries on with a cross, you see, and it goes over the elbow there, it's still fine. And now if it comes with a left hook, everything is shut. Now, this is where most people think, oh yeah, but they can go underneath, and they can do this, and they can that. And this is when I go, yeah, I know that, I know they can do that. What you didn't ask me, or you forgot to ask me, is, are you gonna stay there? Of course not. The thing is this, I can use this against combo coming, and I'm crushing it, or I can just decide to move around with my boxing, and then take a leap and crush it. Now I've got the opening, and then I can go. It does fucking work, I'm telling you that. No doubts about it. Obviously, I'm not gonna give you all the secrets out, this is just an overview, but it's just something I wanted to clarify, because a lot of people ask me, oh, how does it work, and I'm not going to tell you how it works, I'm going to tell you how it started, which is already a lot, but how it works, come and get me, send me an email, and I'll explain it to you. We need to get together, but this is basically it. This is how it started. As far as other things as well, some people say, yeah, I've never seen this before, but then again, somebody claims that this has been done in other parts, in other arts. I've never seen that before myself. I've seen many people doing this or similar things now, which is fine, but imitation is the best form of flattery, and I'm very glad people are trying to clone what I've done, and but they're not going to be able to pull it out, because this is as a science, this is nothing like you just cross your arms together and go with it and see what happens. No, it doesn't work like that. There is a defined structure, there is an offense and a defense, and there is a lot of interesting ideas behind it that took me almost 20 years to develop. So for anyone that is going there, looking, trying to copy and paste, because this is unfortunately where we live in, the society of copy and paste, just good luck. Copy, paste, just be careful you don't get found out with the next one upcoming. But yeah, this is it. You hammer on top and you meet the punch in the middle. And then basically you crush in and then you cover up the other side. Now from here, you know, as long as I don't get hit in the head and I can protect my brain, this is the main thing. Obviously my beautiful facial feature as well, because my man made me pretty and I want to stay pretty, because that's important. But it's not that, you know, this is what you want to protect. It's the ability to keep thinking, because if you can avoid getting directly in here, then you should be able to keep on thinking clearly. And in a fight, you shouldn't let reason go. You know, you should be able to, as the samurais used to say, be cold outside and fire inside. You should always have, you know, clear view of what's happening. You don't lose it. You know, it comes a bit faster, get bam, bam, then I move. It's not something I can do so easily if these three shots getting punched, boom, boom, yeah. Now I'm not thinking, because I'm getting punched in the head. And if you get punched in the head like that, the only thing you can do is get the fuck out. Because you cannot stay there taking shots like that, especially not this shot. These are quite heavy. Even this little, I mean, Luca was a great boxer, he's in his teens and still quite tasty. But these are heavy hands. So if you get hit like that, you get a little drunk punch, you know? But like this, you can stay, you see, and then you can move, and now I've got the upper end. It takes a little bit of work, but it does work wonders. So this is the element of the X guard, which I call the cross guard. Somebody told me, oh, you should give it a little bit of a more badass name, because this is awesome. You know, it's a fucking name. Cross is a good guard, it works. So for me, that's enough. And this is how it started. It started from the gunting, and now it's something else. And this is when, also I want to say this, is NUDDA Filipino boxing. Right, I'll tell you how it works. In NUDDA, I teach by modules. I have separate modules for everything I do. So if you want to learn NUDDA, you have to be able to understand that we don't mix. If I teach you boxing, it's solely boxing. You have to learn the boxing in a module, then there is a Muay Thai module, then there is a Filipino boxing module. But this is not part of it. This is NUDDA. NUDDA itself is now something that should be viewed as its own beast. So when you learn the X guard, then it's just that module, which is the NUDDA module, when basically you learn the defensive structure and the strikes the NUDDA way. But I do teach Filipino boxing on a separate module, where I teach the whole ubad, body manipulation, limb destruction, insertion, you know, and then the footwork and everything that is related to that. So Filipino boxing is part of NUDDA as far as modules are concerned. So Luca, thanks for helping. Thanks for coming. And yeah, hope it's more clear now. So now we're gonna go and do some training and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.